Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wingcat Sports with our weekly Tigers review. Talk about this week in Tigers baseball, and then what's coming up for the next month because it is the end of July. They didn't start out the week bad. They beat a good San Francisco team 5-1. Then they got swept by the Angels, not really producing any kind of offense in that series besides the first game, with it all going to extras, and then losing the series in Miami, only having one good day with a 5-0 win on Saturday, but losing 8-6, blowing the lead today. So overall, bad week, only winning 2 games this week.
I just saw the last few innings of that game. I saw where Maton hit that nice double to knock a run in, tie it up. But it just seemed to me like it was their pitcher Foley.
Yeah.
That in that last inning, he just couldn't get nobody out. They were just teeing off on him. And, Tigers could not – they couldn't score any runs. They couldn't tie it.
Nope.
They came close.
It's frustrating because this division is so bad. And it's right there if they could just string a few wins together. I mean, more than a few wins. But, I mean, that's what we're waiting for. And we don't want to – I really didn't want to be sellers at the trade deadline, but I'm starting to lean that way. I was leaning the other way a few weeks ago, and because I thought, you got to try to win if you got a shot at the division. But this team just doesn't seem to want to, or at least doesn't have the capability to string together more than a couple wins before they lose 3 or 4 in a row. You can't do that. You need a stretch of 8 to win 8-2. And, you need to do that a couple times.
Yeah.
8-2, 15-4, 20-6. You need a big time charge.
Yeah.
And this team just does not have the personnel to do that.
Let's talk who was on the chopping block.
So likely who's been in the talks of being traded, you're probably going to lose starters. They might try
Baez?
No, Baez ain't going nowhere. Likely you're about to lose Lorenzen and Rodriguez. There's been a good amount of interest in both pitchers. Either you're going to trade one of them or both of them. But depending on what's going to end up happening and how exactly far they're in their sell mode, I think will depend on your bullpen pieces like Lang, Foley, and all those guys being potential trade pieces for
who would you like
prospects.
to see?
Right.
You're likely going to see Rodriguez and Lorenzen.
I'd like to keep Lorenzen if possible. I think he's been probably, he was the best player as far as the All-Star team.
Yeah.
But,
his record doesn't show how decent he has been for the team, but mostly because whenever he pitches, he doesn't get the run support. So
I like the direction this team is going in. I think Harris has got him going in the right direction, and AJ Hinch is a hell of a manager to do with what he's done with this group of guys. I mean,
I'm sure he was probably frustrated at times in the last.
He's doing everything.
Probably thinking
he doesn't.
He does a lot. He does a lot for the team.
Right.
He does a lot of movement. He puts the team in the best situation.
He doesn't look frustrated. He looks like he understands what this is, and he's not going to get upset by it. He's just going to put the best lineup he feels every day out there and try to win every game he can. But I think he realizes that this is kind of.
It would.
But I can't believe we're only 6.5 games back. It's
6.5 games, and you're going to have a very
unbelievable how bad this division is. And if they had any kind of streak in them, they'd be right in this. But they just can't seem to put 5 or 6 games together where they're 5 straight.
Very
games.
Inconsistent.
Yeah, you're going to have some important weeks in August.
Personnel. I think they're trying as hard as they can. I think everyone's doing everything they can.
Just lack of talent.
Lack of talent. Yep.
And that's what it comes down to.
They don't put enough runs on the board when they need to. I mean, Shohei Ohtani, he freaking put on a show that one day. 2 home runs and pitched a complete game shutout. I mean, I
don't think he's coming here.
I guess that's just the fear enough. Maybe we're too cautious to try to think that maybe we could at least just say, hey, throw you a bid.
No, you don't want to do that. You'd be stuck in another Cabrera situation.
Yeah, but he's
probably sounds like he would cost upwards of $50 million.
One of the best pitchers you'd have.
So you want to put $50 million into somebody for the next 8 years?
But he is 2 players in one.
He's 28 around there.
Okay.
He's in his
I
upper
mean,
20. He
I
came
would
over here
certainly
a
put
little bit
$50
later.
million for the next 5 years. I would not sign him beyond that. If he wants a $50 million what would that be? $250 million
Not worth it.
for 5 years.
Not worth it.
I don't know. I mean, people would just come in droves to see that guy. They would be sold out every night practically. They would. That guy just brings it. I mean, he's everything in one package. The problem is when you do that, if he gets hurt, you're losing your best hitter and your best pitcher. So it's like,
But
it cripples you. But
he also has never thrown a complete game shutout
until he played us.
until he played us. So, I mean,
And
but,
let's admit it. I mean, is that big a deal? I don't think pitching a shutout against our team is that big of a deal. I mean, it is. I mean, pitching a shutout's a great thing anyways. I understand that, but it's not like he pitched against the Yankees or he pitched against somebody who actually fields a hitting team. I mean, we're so inconsistent. We could have a crap pitcher pitch a complete game shutout against us on the right day. So
you're being 6.5 games out of the division. When you go into August, you're going to have your chances to at least catch up in the division. You're going to start. So looking at next week, you have a 2-game set against the Pirates. Very winnable series, right? You can at least split that. You could also win that series and sweep them in the 2 games. And then, like I said, this is going to be your tough month. You're going to also face Tampa this week. You got 5 games this week, Pirates and Tampa. You are at home against Tampa.
Teams in baseball.
Yes, they're one of the better teams.
it doesn't seem to matter to the Tigers though. They beat the best teams, they lose to the worst teams, and vice versa. It doesn't seem to matter who they're playing.
Well, they're at home though, so it might play advantage, it might not. They could come out with the week with 4 wins. They could come out the week with 1 win.
Right.
It could go either way. They should get a winning record this week if you want them to make any
I'm
progress.
not going to get excited either way at this point.
Yeah, the trade deadline is Tuesday, and we'll exactly know what's going to happen amongst the rest of the year.
If all we lose is Rodriguez, that doesn't mean we're out of the race.
No, it does not. Like I said, I think we're going to be sellers, but not big sellers. I think
it'd be great to get out of that contract. It'd be great to get out of the Baez contract if we can.
No, you're not. But we're going to have a real big couple weeks after this week. You're going to have a 4-game set against the Twins at home, and then you're going to go to Boston. Right? If you somehow do well these next 2 weeks, especially again in that Twins series,
right,
you are right back in it. And like I said,
I know we're not out of it. It's just
then after that,
every time I get excited, they lose 3 in a row or 2 in a row or whatever, and they just can't put those wins together that they need to get back in this.
It's like, they got a chance. All of a sudden, boom!
Right.
But after that week, it's going to be your next big week because you have a 2-game set in Minnesota, and then you have a 4-game set against Cleveland.
Well, the Minnesota,
they have to sweep Minnesota.
You have to sweep Minnesota
and sweep Cleveland. To be honest with you,
if you swept that week, if you won all your games that week, and you just win your
series,
series,
what are the odds?
That would change. But after that, you face the Cubs, then the Astros, then the Yankees at home to end the month. So it's not like you have a terrible month, but you are facing all playoff teams besides the Cubs and the Pirates, and really whoever makes the division out of the Twins and the Guardians. But they are fighting for the division just like you are. So you have a very difficult month by your own standards to try and catch up in the division. But you also have your chance this month to catch up in the division. So it could go either way this month with how things may happen. News-wise, like I said, both Lorenzen and Rodriguez on the trade market. Marlins have been interested. Giants have been interested. A lot of AL East teams, Orioles, have been interested. So you likely are going to see them go. I hope to get at least a young bat out of that or any of those trades.
Right. I do too.
Put them in a good hitting situation.
Do they got any young prospects down in Toledo right now?
Yes, they got a good amount. I think Keith
has
been doing good.
The future is bright.
Well, why haven't we been down there?
Brighter.
We got to get down to see these guys.
It's going to be. We do have a very bright future batting wise, there hasn't been as much talk pitching wise. There's a good amount of people that they want to bring up, but we are giving them their time. But it is going to be an interesting week, especially once the trade deadline happens. We'll get our videos out on that. But with that being said, though, right, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Share the video. Until next time, hope to see everybody soon.